Humanity, I love you all with all my heart, with all my might. I'm so Ray. My videos are about love, infinity, creation, energy, because we're infinite love, infinite energy, infinite creation. This is who we are. We're the human race. And my videos are always about that because I love you all. Love is the highest energy of creation. And this is who we are. We're the human race. We're the biological expression of infinity. I love you all, and I will always be. If you're a human, you have a human heart. I love you all with all my heart, with all my might. Okay, so this video is part of the series of videos that I've been making about exercises. It's exercises about the book, my book, Fantasies and Illusions, Compass, the Quest for Infinite Free Will. Okay, and this is not my book. This is humanity's book. I'm sharing it with the world for free because we are free. We are the Republic of Planet Earth. We're the citizenry of the Republic of Planet Earth. We're the citizens of the Republic of Planet Earth. This is who we are. We're the human race. We're the leaders of the Republic of Planet Earth. We're the defenders of the Republic of Planet Earth. All of us, all humans, with all our hearts as one, loving, because this is our nature. This is who we are. We all the commanders in chief. We all the heads of states of the Republic of Planet Earth. All of us, because this is our planet. This is our planet. We're the human race. This is who we are. This is who we are. I love you all with all my heart, with all my mind. So this is a very important exercise. Is the last exercise? Is the last exercise? Is there will be more exercises in the future? I'm sure there are these, but this is one that I have come up with, and this is exercise 11. So I'm gonna read it. Okay, I'm gonna read it, and then we'll talk about it. So exercise 11, Sundial premise, Sun Iris Nexus, a human practice. Open your eyes, heart and mind, stare at the sun, open the portal and build the bridge, channel the energy of the central sun, supercharge your DNA structure at the cellular scale of the human body, channel sun energy to your heart, love with all your might, evolve to infinity, open the third eye, pituitary gland, and pineal glands as one, syncing your electromagnetic field with the electromagnetic fields of the earth and sun, all connected as one, here and now, one with infinity, infinite love. Infinity equals zero. Okay, so I'm going to read it one more time. So exercise 11, Sundial premise, Sun Iris Nexus, a human practice. Open your eyes, heart and mind, stare at the sun, open the portal and build the bridge. Channel the energy of the central sun, supercharge your DNA structure at the cellular scale of the human body. Channel sun energy to your heart, love with all your might, evolve to infinity, open the third eye, pituitary and pineal glands as one, syncing your electromagnetic field with the electromagnetic fields of the heart and sun, all connected as one, here and now, one with infinity, infinite love, infinity equals zero. Okay, so let's dive in. It's a lot in there. So, okay, let's do it. Okay, so exercise 11, Sundial premise. So why are we sundial? Well, because we are the image of the creator. And the creator is the sun. And our sun is not any random sun. Our sun is the central sun of the universe. It's the first sun, the sun of suns, sun's sun, is the first sun. You see, our universe is an electromagnetic field that is spherical. And the space structure is everything within it. All the life forms and all the galaxies and everything that there is within a universe. Okay? But for that structure not to collapse and being able to exist, it needs an epicenter that holds the structure together because this is an energy field, right? This is an electromagnetic energy field. Okay? The surface of the sphere. And that needs that point of release. And that point of release is what is known as the singularity. So the singularity is the central point where all points meet. The singularity is the singular point where all points meet. Which points? The infinite number of points on the tension on the surface of the sphere. And because it's electromagnetic in nature, because it's electric, it has polarity, it has charge, it moves, right? It moves. And that energy, as it moves, is released through a vortex at the that goes down to the epicenter, is a wormhole. And that central point is the singularity. And all the energy is infinite energy because the infinite number of points in the universe of the scale, right? And when it's released, infinite energy being released at the epicenter, and light is created as a result of that. All the elements occur as a result of that, and that light, that energy from the central sun of the universe, the epicenter of it, that singularity moves and fills the space structure of the sphere. It's the space within the surface of the sphere, right? So the structure is stable, and all that energy, right, moves, and all that is the space structure of the universe, right? And then it fills differential thresholds of electrogravitics, and these are spherical vacuum thresholds that essentially are the energy when the temperature changes and the heat and the pressure gradient meets certain criteria because of the differentials. That because it's further out from their brightness, right? It's cooler, it's not as hot, it's not as bright. So that space creates vacuums, and the vacuums are spherical vacuums in nature. They're like bubbles. So those bubbles need to be just like the bubbles that we see in space here in the atmosphere, right? But they burst because they don't have a structure. It's just the example of it's an example of a vacuum, spherical vacuum threshold. But these are infinite spherical vacuum thresholds because these are not bubbles. They don't burst. These are universes of their own. These are galaxies, right? So this energy moves out of the central sun and it fills that energy, right? That vacuum, that bubble that forms, it fills it with energy. And then the tension on the energy, right, on the surface, the gravity, gets released because of the polarity of a sphere. Spheres have polarities, right, because of axes. So that energy gets released into the epicenter and it forms a singularity, which is all the energy that was feeding it, that creates it. And that singularity is the central sun, a central star of a galaxy. You see, it's a smaller version of a universe. And then that galaxy, all the energy gets released in the space structure of it, and it forms what? The same occurs, but at the star level. So a star is formed, which is the singularity of an electromagnetic field of a star system. And the space structure of that is filled with the energy coming out of that star, and that forms planets as a result. You see scales of creation. So infinity goes like that to infinity. It's an infinite number of universes, which just happen to be the central species at the central sun, the singularity of one universe, which is the one that we inhabit. Okay, so the Milky Way is the most ancient galaxy. It's the epicenter of the universe. And we happen to be the planet at the core of this brightness. That's why we see everything from us. Everything, because we are the epicenter, the middle. We can see everything. Yeah. So we are incredible. So we are the species. So the creator is the singularity, the star system, our sun, which is right there, the first sun, the son of suns, the sun that created all the light, that created everything, including us as a life form. So we're sons. You see, son of suns. Our sun is the son of suns. This is who we are, the first sun, the central sun. And we're the species that evolved into that. And why are we the image of the creator? Because we ourselves are spherical energy, just like the sun. We all ourselves are light spherical beings. This is who we are. Why? Because of the electromagnetic field of our own singularity, which is the human heart. The human heart is a biological singularity of the human species, right? The pulse of life, the pulse of creation, the human heartbeat. That pulse comes from the charge, right? The polarity, which is contraction, retraction. And when that generates, that charge is biochemical. It's that electromagnetic field that gets generated. It's a sphere that surrounds the human body. And the space structure of that sphere, that electromagnetic field, is us. It's a space structure density of the human species, who we are. All our consciousness, all self-awareness results of it, because we got the organs and glands, right? And the heart is signaling everything. And it gets that feedback loop. So that signal is essentially powering all the organs and glands. So we have the singularity of the mind, so we can think, be conscious and self-aware. We can create, imagination and all that, all the organs, the singularity of the lungs, right? Oxygen in the body, oxygen out to the body. And then it goes to the heart, and that oxygen into the heart, out of the heart, into all the body. Right, through all the systems and stuff. We're infinite. We're just an infinite resonance. We're an infinite number of singularities, glands, everything, because it's all the singularities on the tension of the surface of our electromagnetic field. Everything that we are, everything, our memories, our thoughts, our consciousness, self-awareness, our organs, everything is the singularity. Is that the infinite number of points on the tension on the surface of the electromagnetic field of the body, which happens to be the epicenter of the heart. And what's the highest energy? Because remember, the singularity of the universe, the brightest point, the hottest point, is the point of release where all the light comes out of, all the elements are formed as a result, right? So then what happens? We have the same, but we are the biological scale of that. So what's the brightest point? What's the highest energy that the human heart can generate? Love. Love is the highest energy of creation. You see, that's why we feel so great when we love. It's the ultimate state, because it's all these neurotransmitters, all these hormones, all these pheromones being released into the body, and we feel great and we love, right? And we just create and we do the most wonderful things because we just create to infinity, because we're infinite in nature. You see, spherical energy, we're the biological scale of infinity. And we have evolved into this because we're so close to the energy of infinity itself that created this universe in the first place, because we're the singularity. We're the most ancient species. This is who we are with the human race. And this is why we're sundials. Why? Because we are the image of the creator. So our biology evolved so we can absorb the energy from the sun. Our eyes are these incredible and spherical, just like the sun. You see, it's all not a coincidence here. Biology is infinite. Our biology is infinite. So we have eyes to see the sun and understand creation. But we can, with our eyes, we can stare at the sun, and all that energy comes in through our iris. And our irises absorb all that energy, and then that supercharges all our cells and our DNA structure, and we can love with the infinite energy of creation. So that's what sundial premise is. It's a sun iris nexus. What nexus? A nexus is a connection, a link. And the sun and the iris, right? The iris are inside the human eye. You see, it's the cells, the cones, is what allows us to see light in the first place. So the sun iris nexus is the energy from the sun coming into our iris. You see, and absorbing it. And that energy is the energy of creation that created everything, including us. And we've evolved into these species that can absorb that energy of creation straight into our bodies. So we just love with all our hearts and all our might, and all supercharges all our cells. That's what it does. It supercharges all our body cells, and within our cells, the motors, the engines of the cells, the brains of the cells is the DNA structure. You see, our DNA. So the DNA is everything, because our DNA is the DNA of infinity. Within our DNA, everything is contained, because we're the species at the epicenter of everything, which means all the information of all the species and the information of everything that exists in our universe and all the other universe is contained within our DNA, because we're the central race, the central species. Everything is within us, because we're getting the energy from the sun that created everything in the first place. So that energy is contained within us and is in our cells. Okay? So, and the heart, the brains of the cell is the DNA. So that's how it is. So we have all that information in there stored in our cells, our memory pools, our DNA memories, right? Infinite. And our species, because remember, each one of us is part of the infinite tension and the infinite number of points on the tension on the surface of the universe. And because we're the central species at the epicenter of the singularity, because our planet orbits the central, that's our habitat, with the highest energy density that we can be as a life form. So because this is the species that we are, this is our nature, everything is contained within us, because we're the epicenter. You see, all the tensions meet at the singularity, and we're right next to the singularity. So all the energy of everything that exists in the universe is contained within our DNA structure that gave us the human heart in the first place, so we can have an electromagnetic field and be sundials and be the image of the creator. And we ourselves are creators, because with our minds we create infinities, because everything is within us, within our DNA. Okay, this is the species that we are, with the human race. We're the most incredible species there is. We're the most ancient species, the first species, everything formed after us. Okay, so we're the granddaddies of the universe. Okay, this is who we are. We're the big daddies. Okay, so sun iris nexus is that, is the sun energy coming through our iris, right? And it's a human practice. Why? Because we have eyes. All humans have eyes and hearts. So that's it, right? So what's that? Well, so open your eyes, heart, and mind. Why? Because your heart, the high. So remember, the brightest point is the start, right? The sun, the central sun, the sun of suns, the first sun, sun, our sun. Right? We are all suns ourselves, because we became the sun. Why? Because we have an electromagnetic field that is in sync with it at the biological scale. So with the biology of infinity, with the biological expression of infinity, we are, our consciousness and self-awareness is the consciousness and self-awareness of infinity. This is who we are as a species. Okay? So because we have eyes to see, we stare at the sun and we lock eyes with the sun, and that energy comes in and it supercharges us. And because the opposite of it is the heart, right? Is the polarity. The highest energy outside is the central energy of the sun, and the highest energy within is the energy of love from the epicenter of our hearts. So when we love on that sunlight, this infinite virtual cycle emerges. And then we just create infinities. That's why, because of the, open your eyes, heart, and mind. So we open our eyes, our heart, so we love, and our mind, so we can create infinities with a consciousness and self-awareness. You see? That's what we do. So all that energy comes in. We open our eyes, so the energy comes in. when we're staring at the sun. We open our heart so the love of the heart comes out and they meet in the mind. And the mind, which is, right, think about it, the mind is right here, right? The eyes are here, so the energy comes in straight into the mind. But then the energy of the heart comes from the heart, right? And there's neurons in the heart, because the signals of love on any energy that comes from the heart signals directly into the brain. So the brain processes the information, decodes and encodes all the senses, and everything is distributed and decentralized across the body immediately through the nervous system. So all the cells are communicated, everything. And what's within the cell? The DNA. So everything that is sent is stored within the DNA structure. That's the mechanism. That's who we are. So essentially, we open your eyes, heart, and mind, stare at the sun. So we stare at the sun. And we love with all our hearts and all our minds. So what we're doing is opening the portal. So what's the portal? Well, the portal is the connection. Is the electromagnetic field of our heart and our body with the electromagnetic field of the sun as one, because we're staring at it. And that creates this connection. It's a portal. We open the portal, which is that we connected to infinity, the infinite energy of creation, right? That created us in the first place, because we're the central sun that created everything in the universe. So then when you open the portal, you build the bridge. And what's the bridge? Is that connection. You're in sync, right? You're peer-to-peer connectivity, right? Quantum entanglement, right? You are a node connected with another node of infinity, and you're one, and that build is forever. That bridge is forever. It's infinite bridge. Once it's built, it's forever, because we're infinite, we're eternal, we're the human race. You build the bridge by opening the portal. So you open the portal and you build the bridge, and you're one with infinity. You're conscious of it. Now you know who your nature is. You know who you are. You know that you're infinity yourself. Your consciousness and self-awareness is infinity itself. Because this is who we are with this very special species. Okay. So you channel the energy of the central sun, right? Because you get that energy through your eyes, and it hits all the cell bodies, all the body cells, the cellular structure of the body, the space structure density of our electromagnetic field, the human body, and everything that we are. We're made of cells, an infinite number of cells. So all these infinite number of cells immediately get all this infinite energy from the central sun, and it gets supercharged, right? And that supercharges your DNA structure, right? It gets supercharged. Oh, and then you got the cell supercharged with all this energy from the sun. And then the DNA structure in the middle, the brains of it, wants to use that energy, right? But it needs a key to use that energy to decode information from the DNA memory of infinity itself, which is the DNA of existence, who we are as a species. Because we're so close, remember, we're so close to the epicenter of the universe that, remember, the singular point of where all points meet is the singularity, is the central sun. That means all the points on the tension on the surface of the universe, which is everything that exists, right? Everything that exists, all the consciousness and self-awareness that exists within the universe, everything that there is, everything. And that energy is channeled to the central sun and distributed. And because we're the biology that inhabits the central sun, right? The proximity of it, that we are the species, the biological expression of consciousness and self-awareness of infinity itself. So all that information gets stored in our DNA, all of it. So everything that exists is contained within the DNA of the human race. Everything. This is the species that we are. So when you get the energy of the central sun through our eyes, and it supercharges our cells, right? It supercharges our cells. Then what is that within the cell? The DNA. It wants to use that energy of creation. It's new information, it's new energy, it's infinite creation. But it needs a key, right? It needs a key. Because at the cellular scale of the human body, that's what it is. You channel sun energy to your heart. Why do you channel that energy from all the cells to your heart? Because the heart is the highest energy of creation. Love, the singularity, biological singularity, right? Of the human body. So we love with all your might. When you love with all your might, everything you have, all your consciousness and self-awareness, that energy is targeted love. And it goes to all your cells. And that energy that is surrounding the human cells, the DNA, the love of the heart that's hitting them, that signal, right, uses that energy and the love as the key, and it goes inside the DNA. And the DNA encodes and decodes whatever it does. The information, the feedback of infinity itself, our consciousness and self-awareness. So we just manifest anything with our consciousness and self-awareness because we're this species. We're an incredible species. You see, and what does it do? Well, the DNA is evolution. That's what it is. So we evolve to infinity as a result. So we go, ourselves become infinity. We already are, but we go further because infinity has no end, right? It's endless, it's limitless, it's boundless, it's eternal, it's forever. This is the definition, literal definition, the concept, the conceptual definition of infinity is endless, eternal, boundless, forever, limitless. That's what it is. So that's what infinity is. And we are the biological expression of infinity, which means that we are eternal, infinite, forever, endless, limitless, boundless. This is who we are as a species, our DNA. So you see, we become what we evolve to infinity. We're here to evolve into infinity. This is what we're here to do. And love is the highest energy. So it's meeting these two electromagnetic fields of the highest energies meet. The energy of the sunlight from the epicenter coming into our eyes and the love of our hearts meeting. So it's a sunlight love, infinite virtuous cycle. And that is the key. And it opens the DNA structure. Because the sunlight comes into all the body cells. And then it just opens it. And then it decodes and encodes the DNA. New information, new creation. And whatever is encoded there can be decoded so we can manifest whatever is encoded. And what's encoded in our hearts is everything. Everything, not only our hearts, all our body cells. Really, is the energy of creation. It's everything that there is. It's everything that there is. Everything that there is biological technology. You see, spherical technology, because our species, we're so ancient that we created everything. You see, we evolve into infinity. We have spherical technology within us in our DNA. But to access it, we need to love with all our heart and the energy of the sun. So we decode it and manifest our tech, which is the tech that we used to build this planet in the first place. And we have created galaxies ourselves, and we can just have these spaceships that we are encoded in our DNA so we can move everywhere in the universe immediately, a live state, because we have the telemetry of the universe within us. So we don't have to wait to get there. We just go instantly because we have singularity devices, infinite energy devices that power our spaceships. So we can move anywhere we want. And the DNA is encoded in all our tech so we can interface with it on a consciousness of awareness, which is the consciousness of awareness of infinity. Can go and do anything. We create galaxies, we create universes, in fact, with our consciousness and self-awareness. And this is the species that we are. We are this incredible species. Please refer to previous videos to understand the full story of humanity, our origin, our genesis. How is it that we got to this level? And why we're here and now today, and why are we the Republic of Planet Earth? Everything that we are is already being provided. Okay, so you see, we evolve to infinity. We evolve to infinity, who we are, infinite energy, infinite love, infinite creation. Okay, so then that's what's known as the third eye. So open the third eye. The third eye. What's the third eye? Is the ancient knowledge of who we are as a species, you see? Because this idea of the third eye comes from the fact that we're the most ancient species. It's famous. I mean, we are famous. Worldwide, we not only worldwide, obviously we're famous worldwide. But beyond planet Earth, outside our perimeter, outside our surface, outside our orbit, everything out there in this universe and all the universes that we have created, everyone knows us. Everyone knows us. And that's this idea of the third eye. Why? Because the third eye is two glands in the brain. It's the pituitary gland and the pineal glands. They come as one. Because these glands are essentially glands that they are piezoelectric in nature. Piezoelectric means that they are crystallic. So these glands secrete molecules that are crystal-like. They're crystallic molecules in nature. We're talking about DMT and THC. Molecules of this category, this caliber. So these are crystallic. That's why when you see buds, when you look at a bud, it has a lot of crystals in them, right? Because the crystals are THC. So our body, the reason why we can interact with these things outside our bodies is because we ourselves has the enzymes within us to be able to break down these molecules and have the effects that THC and DMT and all these different substances give us, right? These effects that are beyond the normal state that we inhabit, right? But the reason why we can interact with them is because we ourselves internally have the enzymes which means that we produce them internally. And the glands where we produce them are the pineal gland and the pituitary gland because of the piezoelectric molecules. Piezoelectric is crystallic energy that is released through pressure. What pressure? Well, electric pressure, energetic pressure, or the way of neurotransmitters, right? In the way of signaling from neurons, right? That energy, the signaling, and from the heart as well, all the nervous system. So everything that is signaling can be is the electricity, the current that ignites those crystals, right? The spark, and they are molecules, right? And we generate them in our pineal gland and we generate them in our pituitary gland. So they come into this virtuous cycle. The pituitary gland and the pineal gland come together as one. Okay, they come together as one. So by coming together as one, what they do, they create this phenomenon that we call the third eye, which is all the energy from our heart and the sunlight hitting them. When that does, it just generates, you see, it's like a prism. When you get a crystal and you hit it with sunlight, what does it do? It generates this light spectrum, right? And our eyes, with our senses, light is certain, you see some light, right? Violet the highest, red is the lowest. So if you understand this spectrum of light, but that's the light that we see with our senses, but that's not all the light there is, because the light comes from the sun and it's an infinite number of light categories and scales, because everything is infinite in nature. So at this scale of evolution, we see that much. But what happens is that there's light after violet, and that's gamma. So gamma is that. So gamma is the rays from the sun that we might not necessarily perceive with our senses because of our DNA being dormant, because it's been dormant for so long, because of the events that took place in the past, the fallout of the Ice Age, and the effects that the moon had on planet Earth. So you need to watch the other videos to understand what I mean by that. So essentially what happens is that when we get the sunlight and love, they have two highest energy, and we meet with them as sundials, that energy essentially goes straight into the glands. And these glands are the pituitary gland and the pineal gland. And they come together with all this piezoelectric currency, all this current. And this current is generate because it's electricity, right? It's current, it's signaling, hitting these crystal molecules in the glands, this DMT, this THC, and all these different these molecules. It's not only those two, it's an infinite number of molecules that we create in the glands that are crystallic in nature. It's all these different substances that allow us to have visions or hallucinations of all sorts. Or no, that's an incorrect terminology. It's just really seeing what's beyond. That's the right term. Is seeing what's beyond. Seeing what's beyond what? The spectrum, right? Because the light spectrum is infinite. But when you hit a crystal with light, you see what we can see. But what we can see is what our senses allow it. But to go beyond our senses, we need to evolve. So we can see gamma and everything that it comes out of it, right? Because crystals are that. Crystals are the best conductors of electricity and energy. So when we hit this energy, these crystallic molecules are hit when we start to evolve as a species and go beyond. So we start to, our DNA is not dormant anymore. So we tap beyond the things that we see. So we start to see gamma rays, and beyond gamma, we see plasma as well. Everything that is beyond, and that's an infinite process of evolutions, right? We evolve to infinity. And that's why the third eye is associated with the sixth sense, is what are beyond our senses. So we go beyond our senses. The sixth sense is the third eye. Is the pineal gland and the pituitary gland and all the piezoelectricity that is generated due to the crystallic molecules that are being hit with the signals, right? The love of the heart, the sun, and all the cells and the current and all the signaling. And that is energy. And that's energy that goes straight into what? Well, it goes straight into our DNA structure. So we evolve as a species. So we evolve. We move on. And so we evolve. You see gamma. We see gamma now. And not only see gamma, we hear it. Everything interact with it. Everything that has to do with beyond violet light, right? We interact with it. So we are one with everything because we see beyond, because we're evolving. Our senses are evolving beyond because of the third eye, because it allows us to evolve, because we're infinite energy, infinite evolution, we're the DNA. And by doing that, then gamma rays, we can start seeing gamma rays and everything above gamma, because infinity is forever, eternal, boundless, limitless, right? Endless. So evolution, and we're the biology of infinity. The biological expression of infinity is us, our DNA, our species. So that means there is an infinite number of levels that you reach with our biology, because it's the biology of infinity. So there is no limits to our evolution, essentially. That's why we evolve to infinity. And the first step is tapping into the next level beyond what we see, which is violet light, traditionally the highest. We go into gamma, and we start to interact with gamma, because remember, when we are feeding ourselves with this energy coming from the sun, we're not only feeding ourselves like traditional energy from the spectrum, we're trying all the energy that comes from the sun, all these gamma rays, right? Because you got to understand that the atmosphere is absorbing all this energy, and gamma makes it to the surface. Still, gamma rays are everywhere. There is gamma everywhere, all sorts of gamma, because there's not only one gamma. There's beyond gamma. It's an infinite number of, as I said, everything is infinite, and light is infinite itself. So, but that's why he's able to create everything, right, including us. The central sun, right? Sun of suns, the first sun, our sun, the epicenter, the singularity of the universe. And we're the species inhabiting that. So when that light comes into our eyes, we're getting all this gamma light, all this light beyond normal light. So it's our bodies have all this new energy, and this gamma energy, with the love of our hearts, evolves the whole structure. So our whole body DNA gets evolved further. So gamma energy evolves us, right? The gamma as an energy, as a ray that's hitting us, evolves us. So we can actually be gamma as well and use gamma. And beyond gamma, because gamma is just the beginning, as I said. There's an infinite number of light spectrum phenomena and rays and flares of all sorts. So gamma is just the very beginning. But when you start to see gamma and interact with gamma, and we become gamma, which is what we are, our DNA structure evolves into perceiving gamma and being one with gamma. So that's exactly what it is. And that's what this pineal gland does, and the pituitary gland, when they come together as one, the third eye, because you see there's the piezoelectricity coming out of these crystallic molecules that are being hit with gamma, with the sunlight and the love of our hearts, because where our loves have evolved into gamma hearts, the energy of the cellular structure. So when we love, we're not only loving with the highest energy of creation, we're also creating gamma with our hearts, and we create infinities with it, right? That's what we do. And by doing this, right, we're doing gamma and going beyond the spectrum, the traditional spectrum. When we evolve into this, that's why our visions of the future, our species, with the pineal gland, it maps it out so we can access everything that is beyond the infinity. And this all contained within our DNA, because our molecular structure is ready to interact with gamma. And when we become one with gamma, meaning we can see gamma and it's part of our day-to-day, is your new normal. And this is what is called evolution. And we all humans have evolved into gamma already. But the way for you to be aware of that is to be conscious of it, and you need to love with all your heart and stare at the sun, so you learn these mechanics of Sundial. So this is what exercise 11 is. Sundial premise, Sun Iris Nexus, a human practice. And what is the meaning of this? The meaning of this is that when you go beyond gamma, then you start to see things that are gamma-like. And this is a lot of plasma. So plasma energy and everything that is plasma. Because remember, plasma is that fourth state, right? You have an element, and it's solid, liquid, and gaseous, right? It's gas, liquid, and solid. And it moves into different stages. Water is a perfect example. But any element can be converted into these three states. But plasma is the fourth state, is the state beyond. Is the infinite energy that allows it to be any state, including plasma itself, which is the binder. And that comes from beyond the spectrum. And plasma is that. So what essentially there's plasma in our bodies everywhere anyway. So plasma and gamma are the first say signs and signals that you have already evolved and you're on this new level, that you're that new level, a new species, which is what we are, because we're infinite energy, infinite creation, infinite evolution. So with that energy of plasma into our DNA structure and gamma, with our hearts and everything, our thoughts and our consciousness, being able to see it and interact with it, with that's where we manifest our technology. Because the technology needs energy higher than traditional. And for that, we need to evolve into a new structure by getting all that energy from the sun into our bodies. So the structure evolves. The molecular structure is capable of interacting with gamma at the molecular level. So all our senses attune to it. and plasma is the result of it, right? And our pineal glands evolve into more crystallic molecules new to us that are allowing us to go further into infinity, right? Further into infinity, because by tapping into this energy, by tapping into that energy, so we have all the DNA memories, downloads that we need to understand our heritage and our past. That is what we use to manifest our technology, our spherical technology that allow us to create planet Earth in the first place, and to move across the universe and make galaxies and create galaxies. And with a thought and consciousness interfacing with a tech, by using the energy of the sun, infinite energy of the sun, and the love of our hearts, we will create universes with our consciousness and self-awareness, because everything is encoded in our DNA. Because this is who we are, with this most ancient species. You see, so this is what the third eye does. The third eye is a mechanism, and that mechanism gets ignited by the sun iris nexus. Infinite love from the heart within and outside, sun energy, sunlight, coming together as one, igniting the third eye, which is the pineal gland and the pituitary gland, and then we can just evolve with gamma and all this energy that we're getting from the sun through our bodies. And this is what we are, the human species. So if you understand this nature, then, and how do we achieve this? What is the optimal way? Well, syncing your electromagnetic field with the electromagnetic fields of the Earth and Sun. Because the Earth has its own electromagnetic field, right? That's what creates the atmosphere in the first place, so we can see all this light coming in and all gamma and all these different rays, right? That come from the sun, right? Because we manufacture planet Earth. We created planet Earth with our spherical technology. This is what we did as a species. So you see, the Earth itself has its own electromagnetic field. Why? Because there's gravity on Earth, the tension on the surface of the sphere that allows us to be on it. So that's the gravity of it. It has electrogravitics and all sorts of telemetry. So that is it has an electromagnetic field, right? So we sync, it's called being grounded, earthing. So you earth yourself, your electromagnetic field of your body in sync with the electromagnetic field of the Earth, grounding, right? As one. So they together as one. And when you stare at the sun, then, because remember, it's sundial, right? You one with the sun. The sun moves, right? And you're one with it. So that's why a sundial, because you're staring at it and it moves with it. You move with it, right? So essentially, and the sun itself has a non-electromagnetic field, which is the electromagnetic field, which is the electromagnetic field of the singularity. Because the sun, what we see is the singularity of that electromagnetic field, which is a space structure of what? The star system, where our electromagnetic field is. But it's so huge because it's a galactic one, because it's a central sun. You see, it's a universal one. It's everything. It's incredible. It's the most amazing one. So it's embeddings and embeddings and layers of electromagnetic fields, because we're at the very epicenter. It's the epicenter of the universe, so it's the electromagnetic field of the universe. But it also has a galaxy, so it's the electromagnetic field of the galaxy. But it's also a star, so it has its own star system, which is our planet that orbits around it, so we can tidal lock it to it, right? So that itself, that's three embeddings of electromagnetic fields, right? The infinite number of electromagnetic fields of the sun. And when you stare at it, you can lock with all of them. You sync with all of them. The electromagnetic field of the universe, the electromagnetic field of our galaxy, and the electromagnetic field of our star system, the sun itself. And those three, plus your own electromagnetic field of the heart and the electromagnetic field of the planet Earth, that all comes together in one. It's called grounding. And it's being called, all connected as one, here and now. Here and now, consciousness and self-awareness. I'm aware because I'm doing it right now. I'm connected with everything. You see, because I have already evolved. So by having been able to achieve these, I already am in full sync. I build the bridge already. I open the portal. I unlock the DNA sequence, so our DNA is not dormant any longer, which means that all humans are just like me. We all have evolved, but we are in different stages of consciousness and self-awareness. But as we start to follow our hearts and loves and signals, that's why we need to love, because by loving, everything happens. Because you love, and then you start to follow your instincts, and you naturally stare at the sun, you naturally evolve, you naturally start to remember who you are, and everything happens for you. At your scale of density, your consciousness, self-awareness, space structure, density of your own body, your own mind. Because you yourself are a universe of your own, even though you're part of the universe and infinity of everything, because you're part of the race. But it's the love of your heart. So you see, it starts there, sun iris nexus. It's sunlight and love together as one and evolving. You see, all connected as one, the electromagnetic field of everything with you in the heart. And because the electromagnetic field of the planet Earth is very special, because we manufacture it. So it's a special electromagnetic field that is in sync with our DNA. So By being in sync with the DNA, it opens up all sorts of things because now we can command planet Earth ourselves. Because we manufacture it encoded in our DNA so we can interface with it. And by interfacing with planet Earth means that we control everything that is planet Earth and everything that is encoded within it, us being part of it as species. That means weather, climate, everything, right? The animals, all the living species, including the humans, because we're all one heart. You're signaling, you see, it's a 10x love framework premise. I believe it's exercise 7. So you see, it's all connected as one because this is who we are. So all connected as one here and now, loving to infinity because this is our race, this is who we are. You see, we one with infinity, infinite love, because everything starts with love because it's what allows us to exist. Without it, we wouldn't know anything because love is everything because it comes from the heart. And the heart is what gives us life. It's a biological creator. Infinity is 0. Why? Equals 0. Why? Because the 0 is a sphere and the sphere is everything. Okay? It's the beginning, is the origin, right? Humanity, I love you all with all my heart, with all my mind. You see, this is exercise 11. So I'm going to read it one more time. So exercise 11, Sundial premise, Sun Iris Nexus, a human practice. Open your eyes, heart, and mind. Stare at the sun. Open the portal and build the bridge. Channel the energy of the central sun. Supercharge your DNA structure at the cellular scale of the human body. Channel sun energy to your heart. Love with all your heart, with all your might. Love, evolve to infinity. Open your third eye, pituitary and pineal glands as one, syncing with your electromagnetic field, with the electromagnetic fields of the earth and the sun. All connected as one, here and now. One with infinity, infinite love. Infinity equals 0. Sphere, everything. So the sun is there, so I'm going to stare at it a little bit, and you see how everything got violet because of it, right? It's a portal, it's a bridge. Humanity, I love you all with all my heart, with all my mind. Remember, this is exercise 11. We stare at the sun. We open our hearts, open our minds, and evolve to infinity, who we are, the human race. This is who we are. So I'm going to read a few things, and then this is the end of the video. Exercise 11. Nature. Visions drive the missions. Telemetry, electrogravitics, the pride of being human. We're proud creators. We're the central race of the universe. This is who we are, the biology of infinity. We are at the epicenter of the universe. So we're singularity. The singularity of the biology, who we are, the human heart, the pulse of life, the pulse of creation, the human heart, the primordial instinct, and love is the highest energy of the heart. Okay, so all the things that we do, you see, energy is creation and creation is life. Love is creation. We love our creation. Love comes from the heart and the heart gives us life. Life is creation and creation is energy and love is the energy of creation. Love you all with all my heart, with all my mind. Maturity equals humility. Love is energy. Love is life. Love is life, life and love, they come from the same place, the human heart. Life is creation and creation is energy. Love is the energy of creation. This is our story, the story of humanity, who we are. Each one of us is playing a role, a crucial role, a chapter in the story of humanity. Remember, everything that you do, all the events, all the memories are stored in your DNA, collectively, not only yours, but everyone else's. Because it's a heritage and legacy of the human species, who we are. We're infinity ourselves. Love is infinity. Virtuous cycle, compass and sandal, who we are, identity and true self, purpose, time and energy, action, why, how, flow, true north and destination. Those are our primary elements, and we create them with the energy of our hearts, love, the highest energy. And we're sundials, as I was just referring to, who we are. This infinite virtuous cycle. We live to love and we love to live. We're co-creators of infinite eternities. This is who we are. We're the geometry of infinity. We're sentient, we love, we're emotions, we're feelings. Love equals evolution. When we love, we evolve. No fear, infinite love. Follow your heart, signs and signals. Go for gold and diamonds, all in. Here and now, do it. Why, how is the mechanism to manifest infinity. Why, how makes infinity come true through action. Okay. Sundials, open our eyes, open our hearts, open our minds, and stare at the sun. Open the portal, build a bridge. We are the biological scale of infinity. We are the creator. We're infinity. We're the singularity. We are everything that exists. We are eternity and the biological scale of it. This is who we are. This is what the DNA structure is. The human DNA, body, organs, glands, infinity. Love is the highest energy of creation, and we're the biological expression of that. We're the highest energy of creation. We're the human heart. We're self-awareness, consciousness, love, infinite eternal biology, evolution, singularities of all organs and glands, the resonance. We are the energy from the sun. Love is the highest energy of creation. Love is the flow of infinity. Okay? All these infinite virtual cycles are so the sun and earth coming together as one, creating us. purposeful goals, who we are, purposeful love. The human heart and the DNA key together as one, making us evolve to infinity. Parents and children, this infinite virtual cycle that teaches us how to learn, how to love, because we are all children of humanity. We all children. If we're here, we're all children. We came from parents. This is who we are. Infinite energy, infinite creation. Sperm and egg coming together, creating the human race, this infinite virtual cycle, who we are. Sunlight and love, the highest energy outside, the highest energy within, as one, creating infinities, us, the human race. Love and life, this infinite virtual cycle. Loving life, love life. Life is love is life, is everything there is. Okay? The infinite virtual cycle of biology and non-biological. Biological, non-biological together as one, understanding everything, consciousness and self-awareness. What we are and what we're not, together as one. Why and how, this infinite virtual cycle coming together into one, which is why how is the infinite language of infinity. Is how our brains decodes infinity. Why how, the mechanism. Love you all with all my heart, with all my might. Remember, we're mature. Maturity and humility together as one, the human race, the central species in the epicenter of the universe, the most advanced, the most developed species that there is. And this is who we are with the human race. I love you all with all my heart, with all my mind. This is who we are with the human race. We're the Republic of Planet Earth. We're the citizenry of the Republic of Planet Earth. We're the citizens of the Republic of Planet Earth. With the Republic of Planet Earth Constitution, this is who we are with the human race. We're the leaders of the Republic of Planet Earth. We're the defenders of the Republic of Planet Earth. We're Sundials, we're Compass. We're infinite eternal creators. We're co-creators of infinite eternities. This is who we are. You see, we're identity and true self. We're purpose. We're action. We're energy. We're time. We are why, how. We're flow. We're true north and destination. This is who we are. This is our species. We live to love and we love to live. These are our instincts. Okay? The purpose of life is a life of purpose. This is what it is. A purposeful life, meaningful life, happy life, joyous life. We're here to do that. This is what we're here to do, to love. Because when we love, we feel great because it's the highest energy of creation. Humanity, I love you all with all my heart, with all my might. I love you all with all my heart, with all my might.